Atlanta, some call it the Black Mecca, a city that breeds culture, creativity, and hustle. From the birthplace of the civil rights movement to the forefront of hip-hop, Atlanta has always been a place where change is made and dreams are realized. It's a place that takes your ambition and turns it into opportunity. If you got the hustle and the vision, the city will give you everything you need to succeed. Atlanta doesn't just give you a chance, it empowers you to redefine what success looks like and build a legacy that lasts. I'm your host, Ryan Minor, and this is Up On Game. What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan. Today, man, we have the honor of sitting down and talking with a true hip-hop historian, Nuface. Man, thank you for having us, man, first and foremost, brother.
Welcome.
Man, much love and respect for what you do for the community, the culture, and just being here, seeing it's more than just hip-hop. So, man, just thank you as a collector myself. Thank you for what you do, bro. So, man, let's get into it. One of the first things, what brought you, where you from, brother?
Originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And first of all, welcome to Nostalgia, my display of hip-hop memorabilia, but like you said, from all genres of music and sports memorabilia, but originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And then college came into, an option.
Okay. So you went to college here in Atlanta?
Yeah, Clark Atlanta University.
Okay. What year?
Came down in 95. I came for a visit in 94.
Okay.
And when I got here, we did a tour of, CAU, Morehouse, Morris Brown, and everything like that. And then we had a little break. And they're like, y'all, 2 hours. So I'm just like, I'm going to hop on the bus. So I hop on something called the MARTA. I didn't know what it was. Hop on the MARTA. Then it goes down a couple streets. We're in the middle. It's all traffic, women on cars, guys with drop tops, booties shaking, camcorders out. This is Freaknik.
Oh, wow.
This is
your college tour was in the heart of Freaknik.
Yeah, like when it was like really pop. It was here for some years prior. It wasn't the first one, but when I got here, like no traffic. It was traffic everywhere. Women, I was like, I'm coming back.
That was
fuck it. I don't know which college yet. No, I'm gonna find out before I get here. Now.
Morris Brown was open back then too.
Yeah, all
so
of
you had a lot. Morehouse, Morris Brown, and Clark Atlanta.
So I said, no, I'm coming back to Atlanta to be here in Freaknik 95.
That's what sold you on the city.
I said, I'm buying me a camcorder because I'm gonna be one of them dudes like, hey, Rick. But during that time, you listen to Crunk, Raheem the Dream, like all these sounds that I just heard about on TV or or seen about. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was just engulfed in the culture because Detroit, we get the music, but we don't have access to it like it was when I seen it. And that's what brought me back.
So that brought you here to Atlanta. What did you study when you were going to Clark Atlanta?
Fine arts, commercial arts, design.
Okay.
And it wasn't really like what they're known for. I just was like, I want anything creative or art. So it was printmaking. We was going to Spelman drawing nude models and everything like that. So I'm naturally like a creative person. Drawing, painting is what I did like that. So even if you've seen Against the Wall, every piece right there I did by hand. It's Tupac. Wow. Collage right there I did by hand. I cut the magazines out, pictures of Tupac. That was once he died. So I'm naturally a creative person. So fine arts and design was what I came down here and studied.
And it is paid off, y'all. Like it, man. This place, Nostalgia. Mm-hmm. This is man. You talking about a time capsule of hip hop and collectibles and some of the things that we've seen in here, man. It is an honor to be here. Going to Clark Atlanta in the '90s. Would you say? Of course, you said it, but that was what shifted your switch to the city of Atlanta. Like Detroit. I'm coming down here to hot Atlanta. But what was it like growing up in Detroit? Like.
I loved it because it instilled a spirit in me that's like still prevalent today. Like I haven't had like a job like in 12 years. You know what I'm saying? I've always known how to hell or high water make it work. You know what I'm saying? Because I always knew in my mind I didn't want to like work for somebody. Like I'll work for something, but not for somebody where I need your permission to go on vacation or I need authorization to do something that I love to do. I just always steered away from that. But you have to create a lifestyle that makes that. You can't just say you want that. You got to create something. So I always knew I always got to be able to create value in every aspect of the game. So that's what some of Detroit taught me. Now, back then, it was probably drugs. You working for the plant. You was an in-home mother, you know what I'm saying, doing things, jobs. But I knew I wasn't built for the street life. I tried it. My friends was in it. It looked cool. They had the nice cars. But, what did they all have in common? They all listen to music. They all listen to new rap. Oh, okay. I got the newest tapes. If you see this first row at the bottom, it's all mixtapes that I created for people and sold in the hood or sold or just put the best, instead of them buying the albums and spending $20, I give you a tape that got the best songs of all 10 of these albums on one tape.
So so back then you were hustling tapes. You were
tapes, T-shirts in high school. I would take Bart Simpson, make him black. Put on some feelers and a black medallion and throw his fingers up like this. And then it was crayons, iron-on crayons. You draw it on a piece of paper, and then you iron that on to that shirt. I sell that to shirts, take them to school and sell it. Then I go to the stores in the morning and buy double mint gum, Kool-Aid, mixing a bag of sugar.
Happy Crack. He was selling Happy Crack.
I was selling, lunch, canned 9 later, Skittle, everything. I was taking them to school, selling that. Like, I always just was like motivated by like making sure I always had it, because something about asking people for something. Yeah. It just always
definitely
wasn't instilled with me.
My grandfather, man, he used to say this thing, man. The owner of the company would never pay you enough money to be his next door neighbor, and I think that kind of led me into my entrepreneurship as well. You say you haven't had a job in 12 years. I think it's been 12 for me. Come from retail background environment, but it's always been like, even when I had a job, it was like commission only, because I didn't want to, like, I know I could sell hip hop tours of Atlanta. That's me having to sell an opportunity and an experience to guests, and I rely on reviews from my customers, and all of my reviews are good. So I think that man, hats off to you. 12 years not working with anybody, living here in Atlanta right now. Coming to Atlanta for a college visit in '94. Do you think back in '94 that the city of Atlanta would be the forefront of the hip hop scene in '94? I mean, it was groundbreaking time back then. Could you see it?
I mean, and I think that's what drove me here. I did see it. I seen something that other cities didn't have access to. When I got here, I was seeing Cadillacs and I seen luxury cars that I seen in the city of Detroit, yes, but how they got it was a little bit different. These were lawyers and doctors and CEOs and producers and, L.A. Reids and the Jermaine Dupri's. Like, these are people that had legitimate wealth and they looked like me. I seen it then. You know what I'm saying? Because you weren't going to get those in other type of cities, and especially the access. Because like I said, in Detroit, I would see these people on Rap City or The Scene or The New Dance Show or Rap City, those Yo MTV Raps. I would see a Fat Five Freddy come to the dungeon, but they weren't coming to Detroit. Yeah. Or we didn't, or the artist wasn't coming to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So once I got here, and in that span of time, where in like 1 hour in one stretch of Atlanta, that you're going to see Redman, Keith Murray, Jermaine Dupri, Criss Cross, Raheem Dream, and Sammy Sam, and Outkast. The first autograph I got was Outkast at CAU.
Wow.
You're not going to get that
anywhere else.
Nowhere.
Not during that time.
Not during that time in no other city. Like my first autograph was Outkast.
Wow.
When I first moved here in '96, I still had a tape. You know what I'm saying? This tape right here was what they were giving out. This Elevators. It's probably over there, but this was their first single too. Players Ball. And then in the back there's a picture. And
this is autograph.
Yeah, and they were giving that away. They were giving this away. Also, they were giving Society of Soul away.
Society of Soul.
If you look on the cover.
KP.
Big Rube was on there. R.I.P. Rico Wade on there.
Rick.
They were giving this away. Mr.
That was Bobby Valentino, wasn't it?
Bobby V.
Blackberry Molasses.
Blackberry.
Is that on there?
Yeah, that's the single. That's the cassette single. That's the only thing on there.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I remember hearing this song for the first time, bro. Wow. Man.
And they sang that ironically at his service, at his memorial service.
At Rico Wade.
Yeah.
I did not know. Man, I just learned something today. So, Mr. was a part of the Dungeon family.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I always knew.
Organized Noise produced that beat, man. Blackberry Molasses.
Society of Soul. What was the one? Parental Advisory. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Outkast, Goody Mob, and The Connect with Future. The Connect with Future. Dang, that's dope.
Organized Noise produced that. And Organized Noise consists of Rico, Ray Murray.
Sleepy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dungeon family, man, that's hard, man. Look, we done got into it.
already. With some, you talking about nostalgia. See, 94, 94, I think I might have been in the first grade. So a lot of this stuff is even mine, like it refreshes my memory back to a time. But this is Players Ball.
Yeah.
Freddie Fab Five. Still got, and his autograph by Big Boy.
And L.A. Reid.
L.A. Reid autographed it.
And then see if you can make that out.
That's Rico Wade. Dungeon Family. Rest easy, man. And Miss Beatrice Wade. Miss Beatrice Wade, man, we're gonna jump into this one. Man, she was amazing what she did for a lot of these young guys growing up here in the city. We're talking about 94 here in Atlanta, right? That's when all the riots, you remember the riots going on down in the West End, going to school, Clark, Atlanta.
Coming out to kidnapping, too.
Kidnapping, yeah. All of that. And she opened her house to a lot of young teenagers seeking refuge from the chaos here in the city of Atlanta. What was it like going to school in Clark, Atlanta, 94? What was that scene like down there at AUC?
It was fun. It was really a learning experience because, you know, in Detroit, you were just surrounded by Detroiters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went there. I got people from New York, California, Oakland, Nebraska, Connecticut, you know, Memphis. Yeah. So it's like a gumbo of people and the flavors, and you're seeing how people are different. Like New York, they say mad. At Oakland, they're going to say hella. You know what I'm saying? They all mean the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And then you just see the similarities. You see the difference. You see how they talk. You see how they approach women. I'm just soaking it all up. Yeah. And then you noticing like me, like Detroit, Oakland, Memphis, you know, we all got this kinship of like relationships and love of the same people. It's like E40 said it, like Detroit and Oakland and the Bay is like cousins. And that's what CAU got me to realize is like, yeah, we are different in the way you wear your hat's a little different. But yo, mentally, like we love the same things. The same things we used to go out, and that experience was priceless because I still have relationships with pretty much everybody in that circle. You know, you look at my friends that I went to school with, DJ Drama, Don Cannon, you know, Cent Generation Now, DJ Mars, who is currently Usher's DJ, Monica's DJ. He went to CAU. DJ Trauma, who's, you know, great world-renowned DJ, now DJs for Dave Chappelle. But this is me seeing all these people in their infancy stages. Like I remember DJ Drama, Cannon, and Sense were DJing in the lunch, and they probably had to split 150. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, they're $1 million corporations. Now they're behind a Jack Harlow or a Lil Uzi Vert or Gangsta Grills, you know, that type of thing. So to see them like in their infancy stages, you know, I love that experience because it was really about the people. Yeah, it was the people. People were handing out. Yo, a lot of this stuff is people handing me stuff physically. Like, I don't buy a lot of stuff from other people or other collectors. I need that because I'm going to be able to tell you the story when I got it, when it was signed. Like, I don't want your autograph because I can't share that. I don't have no mental connection for it. And that's what it is for me. I remember those moments. This is like you said, time capsules. I can take a pill right now and I can tell you exactly where we were when I got this signed. And then years later, who else signed it and why and where we were at. And that moment right there, it was all it was about for me.
Man, that's amazing. Bro, this is like, man, hats off to you, man, for what you do for the community and like preserving legacies of like, bro, this Rico Wade, man.
Yeah, and a lot of things. And again, like somebody may have that, you may have that cassette single, but nobody in the world is going to be able to have one like that.
With Big Boy Andre.
And L.A. Reid.
L.A. Reid and Rico Wade.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's probably like you, I even researched this. Like you may have a Nipsey Hussle cassette. You may. But nobody in the world is going to have one signed by Nipsey Hussle. Nobody. And then you want the proof or it's not signed, you look right behind you. It's Nipsey holding the CD, signing it with my daughters, and I got the victory lap flag. Like, it's like sports. I noticed in sports you need certificate of authenticity, right? Oh, it could be capped. I got probably a picture or video of every autograph I got documented.
That you do.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be no, you know, as a rapper, no cap in my rap. Like because I wanted to. I mean, it ain't even for sale, but I'm just letting you know, it ain't no need to kind of lie about this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people knew Nuface was there, and there's other people that verified. You know what I'm saying? And that experience,
the artist was verified.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and a testament to who Nipsey was. Like months later, I seen him at a club. And mostly when you see artists, you see people in line and they're like, you remember me? We went to school, and an artist is maybe they do remember or they don't.
Yeah.
But he kind of reversed it. Nipsey saw me and I took a selfie with my friend DJ Kerosene. Nipsey in the back, throwing up the neighborhood. And then I'm like, oh shit, Nipsey photobombed my photo, you know what I'm saying? But then I went over to dap him up. He's like, you don't remember me? And I met you with your 2 daughters. And you had to, like, he remembered me because of that conversation. And meanwhile, it's a line of other people. So I'm always courteous. Like, I don't, we talk, but he remembered that moment because I pulled out Redman. I pulled out Too Short. I pulled out. So he was like, oh, you official. You really do that. That's why he took a turn to document and sign the tape, too. He signed this first, but then I give you a little bit of history about what I do. Then it becomes real. And then he's like, yo, he put your cameraman, checked it, you know what I'm saying? And then he remembered that months later. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you all want to be, is remembered, you know what I'm saying? Or be different, like that black sheep amongst the all the other white sheep. Like, we always remember the other person. And that's what I noticed. Like, people going to realize that they're going to remember you because everybody else is either asking for something or talk to my auntie on FaceTime, say, happy, but can I get a shout out? Can I get a feature? Are you signing a rapper? Like, not me. I'm like, man, I love what you're doing. Love and respect. I got your first tape right here. Man, I love what you, and I got some clothes from you, from courtesy of Starter and a hat. You know what I'm saying? They're going to remember that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. A lot of that stuff, they remember, and they don't even have it for themselves. That's one of the things I've learned about collectibles and memorabilia. There's a lot of stuff that people don't have for themselves. So, and
they tell me, man, DJ Quick, like, I made this. I don't even have one of these. Man. Like, this I remember this. Or even just yesterday, I had OJ the Juice, or even Jeezy. I showed him back when the mixtapes was in the plastic like this.
Oh yeah.
It's like, man, I'm the Jesus. Like, I remember me doing
2004,
that.
2005.
Yeah, Jesus was like, man, I probably the one put this in the bag.
You threw it and you walk in South DeKalb Mall. They were all in the center area right there, South DeKalb Mall.
They're like, no, I probably put that in the bag. He was like, man, it's better than wrapping up dope. I was wrapping up CDs.
CDs, yeah.
So, and they remember.
All right, so Nuface. Now that we know what brought you to Atlanta, and that journey coming up from, Detroit, growing up here in the city during a pivotal role in the hip-hop scene, Freaknik. Take us back to where collecting all began. Like, where did it begin?
Toys.
Okay.
Like, that's why you'll see, toys surround. That's really where it started. And I didn't even look at it as collecting. I just needed every toy.
Every toy.
I was like the cool kid on the block. I had all the toys. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you look at my father. He would go to restaurants and get the kids' meal and bring me the toy.
The toy.
So, if prior to y'all coming in, y'all seen California raisins.
Yeah.
Those were my father's.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that always instilled with me. And again, it goes back to my father. My father picked me up from school, picked him up, picked me up, picked my cousin up. We went to the mall, and he took us and got Adidas tracksuits. Didn't know why. Didn't even think it was cool. I knew I was gonna be fresh as hell.
What color were they?
The black one with the 3 red stripes.
Oh, black and red. Okay.
And not only bought this tracksuit, bought this shirt, the Adidas shirt with the shoes.
Shell toes to match.
So again, it comes back from my father, but it all originated with toys.
What was the first toy that you could remember that started your collection? Like, what was that first toy?
Would you mind? It's a doll right there. You right by the mirror, right behind you, and then maybe I could just cut. You see this little nobody in the hallway? Yeah, you see a doll on the floor? Yep. I'm gonna just show you how like crazy my mind worked. And then and this technically I don't tell people this is the first thing I've had, but this is a special. So this is a toy, right?
That's a toy.
This is a toy.
That's a toy.
This is my toy.
Nuface.
That my mother and dad bought, they bought me.
Okay.
It taught me how to, tie shoes. Look at the jeans. Probably bloody, no snot. Like, I'm scared to wash this because it probably would just evaporate. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? But this is, you look at this tag, it says 1976, play school.
Oh, wow.
So, when people say, we say, when you start collecting, I didn't think I'm collecting. I just this meant so much to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's something, it's so many sentimental values. Like, from the learning experience for something that both my parents got me, but again, it's a toy. So when you talk about how long you've been collecting, I wouldn't call it collecting, but this is older than me, essentially.
Dang.
You
That's
know what I'm
the
saying?
first.
Yeah.
That's what started.
Started me saying, and then my grandmother would always keep things and relics.
Yeah.
And also, I noticed the importance of family when people brought out a photo album. Photo albums were like the thing when, like, I would see cousins and aunties, oh, remembering, and this is your uncle, and then you was a baby, and look at you, oh, look at you drinking. Like, that communal thing always stood out to me. That's why you're gonna see photo albums. Like, I noticed that, and that's what I was for the hood, but I was doing it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm able to take these stories like Harriet Tubman back to Detroit. Like, yo, I was with Too Short. I was with Eric Stern. It's a rim. He got his own rim. Like, so I was able to, be on Underground Railroad and be able to bring music from Atlanta to Detroit and Detroit to Atlanta and be that conduit for both cities. And again, it all started with toys and music.
Was there a hip hop scene in Detroit back then?
Yeah, it's very underground.
Okay.
Because the popular ones would come and that was Uncle Luke. I would see E40, but it was a very underground freestyle, like Dilla, like Royce the 5'9", like real. Like, I lived right across the street from, stayed on 7 Mile.
Okay.
If you're familiar, Eminem is from 8 Mile.
8 Mile.
So 1 mile over is 7 Mile. There was a shop called Hip Hop Shop. It was Maurice Malone's Hip Hop Shop. So T-shirts and denim. I stayed
The clothing company, Maurice Malone. Oh, wow.
Denim, jeans, everything. First black one in Detroit. Comparable to a Carl Kanai, a FUBU and everything. But that was for us, Detroit. I remember going across the street, buying a shirt. I still have it. And it was a freestyle session in there. And then somebody said, get a white boy a chance. This white boy is Marshall Mathers. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And Proof is in there hosting it, and it's a community. But I just wanted to buy a shirt. You
bumped in shoulders and walked into an Eminem.
I'm just watching it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then full circle in Atlanta, years later, I'm at Lakewood Fort McPherson. This white boy is opening it for Dr. Dre and the Up and Smoke tour, and Snoop Dogg's and Daz and Ice Cube is there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, this is that.
That's the white.
I'm able to see this evolution right
full
there.
Full circle.
Same thing with Meech. I'm from Detroit.
Yeah.
I remember a conversation. I'm going to go to Atlanta. I get to Atlanta, and they got billboards across the city on the freeway.
Yeah.
Another big evolution.
One not
Aaliyah.
too far from here. Club Vision.
Aaliyah, same thing. I was great friends with her. We used to walk the same path. Her school was like doing the same path. So I would see her. Next time I see her, she in Greenbrier Mall doing radio with Ryan Cameron. And this is Aaliyah.
So not only do you have the pieces, the relics, you have the memory, you have the I was there. That's where the Nuface was there. So let me ask you this. Do you think of yourself as a fan, a historian, or both?
I consider myself a fan. Others have coined me the historian. Even like Ryan Cameron. Like, naturally, my hashtag mostly says Tales of a Hip Hop Hoarder. And I would see Ryan Cameron, who's king of the Voice of Atlanta Radio Hall of Fame, he said, "Nah, you're Tales of a Hip Hop Historian." And the way I looked at it personally was like, it reminded me, as a kid, you heard librarian. Yeah. You heard glasses, nerdy, geeky, everything. When I heard historian, same thing. Old bald guy with the bow tie and the pencil, that. So I kind of ran away from it. Now, that's what I'm titled at. Right. I even my daughter, she even said she tried to go on Chat GPT, and it was like Atlanta's most famous hip hop historian and cultural junkie. I'm like, but she was like, look what they're saying about you, Dad. And I'm like, well, damn, at least, okay. Well, I'm not mad.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, the work has instilled in the historian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it fun. I'm just a fan, and I tell people that. And it keeps me humble as well, because I have no expectation of the culture. Historian is like, the thing is, I don't know everything. It's just I'm learning every day. Yeah, and I share it in real time on social media. That's what people like. But people just connect it and think I just have this ball of facts, which I do have random facts, but I just like learning and sharing in real time.
That's all.
And then it comes back to your question. The first thing to continue the story, my father took me to the mall, and I thought the outfits was cool. We go to an arena, Cobo Hall, and full of people, and I'm like, this is usually where people go for circuses, or like for me, I've been there before, but it was a circus and big trucks and everything. So I'm thinking it was a kid show. We get there and it's full of people, and it's 3 white boys on the stage. This is the Beastie Boys. Then the next act is like one guy just sitting on top of a radio, and this is LL Cool J. And then the next one is Run DMC. And then they get to this part and they say, if you have Adidas, take your shoes off and put them in the air, right? And so I'm a kid. I'm like seeing other people do it. And I'm like looking at my dad, and I see him do it. My cousin, and he's looking around, same thing. But I seen whites, I seen older people, I seen kids, I seen older people. Then I said, oh, like as a kid, I ain't say it in my mind, but I'm like mentally like, oh shit, I got Adidas.
You took yours off.
I'm like, we all look different once again, but we have this one thing in common, and this one thing was hip hop.
Yeah, I always say it, man, especially like on the tours. A lot of people, man, I get people from all over the world, man. I had a group, I think they were from Amsterdam, 60 years old. The ladies, I said, this is the hip hop tour with their accent. She said, we love Outkast, Andre 3000. Hip hop transcends communities, man. And I mean, I think that's that one common ground that like, bro, it ends it all. Like, we could be at, like, man, I had an opportunity to see Drake perform in Detroit. And he brought out Eminem. This was back 2015. And just the love that Eminem receives in the city of Detroit, which is a black city. Man, you talking about how hip-hop brings communities, cultures, ethnicities, different backgrounds, all walks of life together. I think it's an amazing thing. So being a kid and you going to see all these folks take off their shoe. Did you take off your shoe? And held it up, and it's kind of like when the Avengers, when all those rings, the stones get together. That's what it is. That's what hip hop is, man. And with your collection, this is that. Like it is what not only embodies hip hop, but the collectibles. A lot of like Pharrell, they're into cars and Hebrew Brantley and all of those, cars right there, yeah, definitely, and the Smurf, even with the cultural impact with Smurfs and what, it may be a bad thing around it, but, it's something that all boils back down to hip-hop, and I thank you for doing what you do. Again, give you your flowers early during this interview. We nowhere near finished, but give you your flowers early because what you do, man, you're preserving history for years to come, man. And it's like this needs to be in the Smithsonian, like straight up. Like there's museums, but there's nothing like nostalgia because there's something in here. Like when I walk, you showed me the raisins. I don't know if anybody remembers Memorial Drive. There used to be a play center when we were a kid. They used to have dancing raisins. If you know, please tell me the name of that place. I remember going there as a kid. It
reminds me of like the Pink Pig. It used to be at Lennox.
Yeah, Pink Pig at Lennox was downtown. It was on Peachtree Street, all of that. Yeah, so man, you bringing back the Pink Pig. They don't even light the tree at Lennox.
Yeah, you used to that used to be a tradition after Thanksgiving. You go down there and walk down there, watch that. Even the fireworks. It used to be fireworks at Lennox parking lot. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And to your point, so that concert ticket stub I kept that. I kept that first show ticket stub.
Oh wow! What was
that?
The
was the Fresh Fest. It was called the Fresh Fest.
What year was that?
86.
86. I wasn't even thought of
86.
And you were kicking up dirt.
And so I kept that stub. No, I was still a kid, like I said. I was toys, but that was the moment it switched from toys to rap. Because then it was I wanted every Run DMC. I wanted every LL Cool J, Houdini, the Fat Boy. Oh shit! Like, oh this is. So I was at the tape stores in Detroit religiously, or in the records. All the rap magazines, any rap magazine, Word Up, or Rap Up, or Murder
Source.
Dog. The Source was coming fresh.
Diva.
Yeah, all those were. I'm like comic books. I used to collect comic books, and I still do, but it just transitioned to that. And again, that's where the hustle mentality, because I needed something to supply this habit of mine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put that on my parents. You know what I'm saying? They handling their own business. I saved that for other things, you know.
And so you don't sell nothing, like nothing's for sale. Nothing's for sale.
Nah, it's because again, the way I wouldn't want nobody else's memories or be able to tell that story.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell it, you know, better than me because you wouldn't even know the cultural value or even that moment. You wouldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no price you can put on it. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't give me a price to give away some of these things. Like this moment right there with Nipsey is just
priceless. That's priceless.
These conversations I had with Afeni Shakur, you know, priceless.
She stayed on Ray's Road in Stone Mountain.
Yeah, Stone Mountain, yeah.
Memorial Drive. Memorial Drive, man. When we was kids, used to walk down that driveway, long driveway. I don't know if you ever went to a house, but I believe we used to go down. We used to go down there, walk down Ray's Road, and cut grass. And one day we walked down there.
That's right.
And that was Afeni Shakur. We cut our grass as kids. And you remember the Tupac Museum Center?
Yeah, that's where my daughters went.
Did that lead to the back of her house?
No, that was totally separate.
It was separate.
Close.
It was close. It was like it seemed like if you walked through those woods in her backyard,
she wanted it that way.
She wanted it that way.
That's why it was called the Garden Walk or that.
I figured that.
So my daughters attended that camp. She taught every summer, creative writing, dance, poetry, and everything like that. So they attended that, and so I was able to just sit in the room and conversate with her, and those conversations were priceless.
So Nuface, I see how connected you are here in the city of Atlanta, not just the city, but in the culture. Has that created any kind of like unexpected relationships with like, you know, man, you everywhere, bro. So like, you know.
I had just posted this recently. Like you never realize people recognize what you've been doing until action comes in front of your face, and then somebody like Big Boy from Big Boy's neighborhood donates $1,000 to help you get to the Rock the Bells Festival in New York. You know, I never met this man a day in my life. He's on the West Coast. I put a post out saying I think I want to attend the Rock the Bells Fest. Y'all know me. I'm just trying to get out here best I can. I get a DM, William Alexander in the GoFundMe donates $1,000. I Google who this person is. I see a picture of Big Boy with Michael Jackson, Dr. Dre, and I was like, wait, I never met this person. Is this a mistake? And I get a DM and say, I love what you're doing. Keep going. I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
That's hard.
Seeing those type of relationships. That was a festival, Rock the Bells Cruise. Hey, I just want to be a part of this. I put a post out on social media. R.I.P. Gangsta Boo, she's in the comments only right. T.I., Lou Will, Little John. But I get a DM from Bun B. He says, give me your math, I'll put you in touch with them. Another DM from LL Cool J. Or we'll be in touch with you by next week. You know, tell your fans to lay out, because they tagging them. You know, they hipping his page up. But again, that's Bun B. This is UGK. I grew up off UGK. This is this man saying, like, send me your math, I want to help you.
Yeah.
This is him want to help me.
Yeah.
This is it's not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about culture. This is people outside of the culture, outside of Atlanta that I don't think is paying attention. Then when I see Bun B backstage at the 8 Ball and Pastor Troy and Scarface, and he wants to interview me next.
Wow. For
Trill Radio and Rock the Bells Radio. And he said, you can't go to no event without seeing this brother right here. And there's no way, he always has something for me to sign. And it's like, you don't think they paying attention until this man is right here live on the radio giving you your flowers and telling people, his fans, what I do and what I mean to the culture.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I do it for. Or Tip physically asking me, like, what can we do to help build your brand or monetize your brand? You know what I'm saying? Same with Killer Mike. Like, this is people that I looked up to. I'm a fan. Yeah. I listen to your music daily. You know what I'm saying? You inspire me, your words. And this is this person, not off the microphone in real life, saying, how can we help what you're doing? We love what you're doing. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And so to be able to go to a Dave Chappelle show in Detroit and Atlanta or Tabernacle and not have to pay. Yeah, and walk through the back door because I brought in Fabo, and Fabo is now a Grammy-winning artist because I put him on a song with Killer Mike while we were at Stank On Ya.
And so I saw that. That you facilitated that entire
just for Fabo. Being there. Again, every story that Fabo will tell you, Killer Mike will say, and they'll say, how did this come about? I walked in Stank On Ya, and Nuface was there.
Yeah.
But Nuface was there with Fabo. Fabo answered my call because I had a song that I wanted to put together for KLC from Beats by the Pound. Again, this is mind-blowing to me as I'm saying this.
Yeah.
KLC from Beats by the Pound, Down for My Niggas, Move Bitch, the producer, all that.
Yeah.
No Limit Records. I'm
Yeah.
putting the song together with him producing it, and I asked Fabo to come and Trans-Lee and Four Eyes. David Banner's in
Shout out
there.
Four Eyes.
You know, DJ Burn One, John William the Flautist is all in there. I'm on my DJ like Quincy Jones, like sitting there. But then T.I. walks in and he listens to the song. Then Killer Mike walks in and hears Fabo's verse. He's like, man, I'm working on this project. You think you can get Fabo to come back tomorrow and listen to what we got?
And that was for something for that.
Something for Junkies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we'll be back tomorrow when you need us.
What
Fabo.
time?
And Fabo pulled up and he went in that studio, heard a couple records, but Mike said, you know what I'm saying, he tells the story, he wanted D'Angelo on the record, he just know it needed, he wanted D'Angelo on the record. It took a long time. Hey man, what I think what Fabo can do, go in there and put some soul in it. And this ain't the Fabo that you used to, you know, how
$2.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, this is like spiritual, like when he came out that booth, people was like tearing and crying and then even testimony on YouTube when you seen it. But that was part of me being there.
Maybe this is a question I should ask Fabo, but maybe being that you know him, wasn't he like he grew up in the choir, right? Singing, church. Church. That's why we don't have R&B groups no more like that for real, because like
no church,
no big mama. Big mama made you go to church every Sunday, choir, Bible study.
That hot room downstairs where the kids play, and you know what I'm saying, it's hot, and then they go down and reception. After church is over, you think it's over, but then it ain't. You gotta go downstairs, and it might be a Bible study. Then they eating their coffee and their donuts, and you just ready to go home.
Go home, play video game. Facilitating that situation between Fabo and Killer Mike, like what are some other situations where you've kind of like been behind the scene and being instrumental with that we don't know, because you know people have heard about the Killer Mike and Fabo, which one of my favorite songs on the album.
Very good friends with Carlos Miller.
Okay.
Great comedian, up and coming from Mississippi, from his first time being on stage telling jokes at throwbacks where it was a pool hall and telling jokes amongst football game, basketball games, come up from the mud and eventually creating something called 85 South Show, which appears DC Young Fly and Chico Bean.
Yeah.
So that relationship is just priceless, because either he's going to tell me who's going to come on the show, or it's me suggesting somebody that's going to come on the show. I set up a Jay Prince, a Rap-A-Lot. I helped set that one up. I brought Fabo to the show. I can go on and on, but the flip side is Snoop Doggy Dogg's going to be here, Nuface. What you got for Snoop? I'm going to go in my collection, and then even DC said, this is the most shit I ever seen Nuface come up with. But when Snoop was there, when Birdman was there, like when Mac was there, Fiend or No Limit, KLC, and that's where I met KLC. So to go from that, meeting them there and showing them how much love I got for No Limit, like this whole row is No Limit Records. Like, so for me to be like, finally meet you and say, shit, you were producer of all this, and him looking at it because he's always just making it, so he's never able to kind of be a part of this process, or even, you know, because he's making it. So to be able to go from that to be like, let me help you create a song and put some artists together and be in the legendary thing on your studio with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's priceless, that whole situation. And then for Mike to come in and do the same thing, and then Fabo. So it's like, so the value that I get is like adding value to people. So from the 85 South show, I'm able to get relationships from that. Even guests, when they do shows, I call the young Ralph, or I see if anybody able, but also artists that I work with. People see me with artists, so I did a show at Center Stage, all-female lineup, with Quisha, Princess for Crime Mob, Erica Duchess. I was able to put the young lady Quisha's name on the Center Stage. You know, everybody wants to, on the marquee, you know, but it's Nuface Presents.
Yeah.
And it's because Center Stage, a young lady, Madeline, it's like when I go to all these venues, the staff know me because, again, that whole treat the janitor like the president.
Yes, sir.
If I'm at, even if I'm at line.
President one day may
you know what I'm saying? So I treat the doorman, and so they see that.
Yeah.
Every time, even if I'm at State Farm Arena, oh, that's what you got to say. You know, it's these relationships. But because this young lady always seen me at Center Stage and would invite me to shows, multiple shows, like you want to come out, and it's like, if I ain't got to pay no, you know what I'm saying, pay no money, again, social currency.
Yeah.
You know, so, she trusted me, like, you want to put the show together here? I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Put that show together, successful, sold tickets, everything. So for me to go from collecting ticket stubs to having my name on a ticket stub. There's your question. Like, how does those relationships help you to connect with that? It don't get no better because these are people that want to help you because you added value to them, and that's what stood out with me.
So let me ask you this for the viewers.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted to help you or anything like that, like how could they see this or continue to help Nuface grow?
So you will see all my posts. Like I live off the land. I like to tell people I live off social currency. I have a daughter named Karma. It taught me to teach her, like, what you put in the world, it comes back to you. So when you see a post like me, you're going to see a post and I'm going to tag like 10 people on the side. And it don't be about me. It be about who gave me this hat, the person who designed this hat, the black designer, the person who made this logo, Frico Wico, one of the greatest artists of our time. You know, the tattoo, Paper Frank, A City of Ink, you know what I'm saying, Maya Bailey, Giorgio's clothing brand, Players University, Waves Around the Dawn, you know what I'm saying, Swag Shop, Cut My Hair, Grills by Scotty. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like...
Walk in Atlanta.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tag them. Yeah. Or people going to say, where you get that hoodie or where you get those pants from? Support those people.
Definitely.
And what happens is people be like, I seen your stuff on Nuface page. He was standing next to T.I. and the mayor of Atlanta wearing your shit.
Yeah.
How can I get that? And that person gets a sale. My job is done. Because I didn't pay for it, you know what I'm saying? So that's my way of like, thank you. Like, I got you a sale, or my page got 5 million views in the last 2 weeks because people come to my page. That's 5 million eyeballs on your brand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some other corporation charge dollars for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not just support me. You support me by, you know, Nuface was there supporting even a like, you know what I'm saying? That's priceless. I always tell people support costs you nothing, but it's priceless. Yeah. And it takes nothing for you to just reshare something.
Definitely.
It costs absolutely nothing. Definitely. But to a brand or independent person like me, that reshare can go to your network of people. Because, again, I always say I'm tagging people. So if I post it, that's my 60,000 followers. I'm tagging Rick Ross, Big Gip, and you tag, and everybody that the brand, if y'all post that too, that one post goes to like 3.5 million people. Yeah. Right there. And that costs nothing. Nothing. And that's a commercial that we didn't have to pay for.
So what do you think about those that do charge? And the reason why I'm asking is because the whole premise of this show is to teach people how, if there's someone that's inspiring to be like Nuface or someone with a collection. And of course you got to pass the torch down at one time. You know, Nuface ain't getting no younger. You know what I'm saying? How could someone, I don't want to say do what you do for lack of better words, but how could someone like put themselves in a position to...
Well, to your point, there are a lot of me's, and I love it that way because the more me's, the better it is for the culture. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, like, when I'm in a line, there are other people with things, and it's stuff that I don't got. I don't look at myself like, oh, I got it all, and oh, look, he got that, and I wish I had that. No, I'm clapping because it needs to be more me. Yeah. So I encourage that. I teach youth, mentor youth, and Morris Brown, and a young gentleman at CAU most recently on the Zoom call because he wanted to be a Nuface. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Somebody else, like even artists, they'll tag me in, I'm getting my Nuface on. Like I've become an adjective. Yeah. So the goal is to, you know, pass the torch or give somebody, but I'm really at the root of it is showing people what real support looks like. Yeah. Because initially what I'm doing, like I told you, I sold shirts, I show art, and I'm supporting how I want it to be supported. And there was a quote that says, be the change you want to be in the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm showing people what it looks like to support and what it will get you with no agenda. Yeah. I expect nothing from nobody. One of the 4 agreements is, you know, no expectations, never take it personal, be impeccable with your word. You know what I'm saying? So I always remember that, like have 0 expectations, just be the best you, and the universe will align in your favor. And that's what's been happening. I was able to go on a Rock the Bells cruise, get paid for that, get a free cruise from Miami to Bahamas, show my collection, host hip-hop trivia with Torre, be on a boat in the middle of nowhere with all of my favorite artists in the world, and paid nothing.
Face card is golden. Here in Atlanta, but I mean, like everywhere else too. Like, that's hard. That's hard. When you talk about your favorite artists, you got a lot of folks rooting for you, but can you single it down to your top 3?
My top 3 artists?
Yeah.
Ice Cube, Scarface, Killer Mike. Then I go T.I.
T.I.
And it seems like a Southern artist, and I just put Ghost at it. You know, like LL is just because that's my very first rapper I ever seen in life perform. I ended up working on the Rock the Bells cruise.
Yeah.
Like imagine being a kid, and your first rapper is LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Then you eventually meet him, and then you get a check and it's signed by Todd Smith.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Talk about a full circle moment.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I just have to put them in that category for that. But like mentally and the artists that I like listen to day to day that feed you, not fast food, not mood, like real music like that. I'm just saying those individuals.
Yeah. Now let's get into the heart of your collection. Every piece tells a story, and I know there's some real gems in here. Let's talk about some of those moments that define your collection and stand out.
Oh wait, hold on my phone. Sorry, Grandma. I'll call you right back. I'm doing an interview. We'll be right back. Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube. Yeah. All right, my bad. I didn't think this phone still worked.
Man.
Nah, but yeah, I got some real gems, even from the technology. The Game Boys, you know what I'm saying? Who still has that? You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about like prized possessions, one thing that stands out, I'm in Atlanta. The best part about Atlanta, I seen the evolution and the creation of genres of music.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand, like, New York is known for inventing rap, right?
Yeah.
Nobody never gonna take that away. But when you come to the South in Atlanta, who started trap music, snap music, crunk music, this music that we listen to today, you know, that Southern Fried, Collie Park, that Camp, mixtape, you know, the DJ drama, like we created genres. Yeah, we created sounds, not just part of rap. We created genres. So this tape right here signifies the start of two people who, DJ Toomp and T.I., originated, you know, of course the music was there. Nobody gonna say, but coined it and named the album trap music. So you got the tape when it starts. Now this tape is signed by T.I.
Yeah.
And it's signed by DJ Toomp. And it's signed by Jazzy Faye. And it's signed by David Banner.
Oh yeah, because Rubber Band Man,
David Banner, Jazzy Faye, Get Away.
Get
you know,
Away,
you know, all. So again, you may be one of the people that had a tape. So when you talk about like things that are priceless or that stand out, real gems, like, you know, to have again the Nipsey Hussle experience and have that tape, you know, signed by him, the red tape. And then when you talk about culture icon and holy grails of hip hop, a lot of people are going to say only built for Cuban links. Raekwon of Wu-Tang Clan. Now, classic, but maybe you have it and I have the other version and it's not a purple tape. These were rare. He originally wanted to be green, but the company couldn't make the same green and it would have like diluted over time and everybody would have got a different color. But he said we can do purple. And he thought about the Crown Royal bags, and he thought about, well, shit, let's run with it. Right. So these are rare, you know what I'm saying? But then you talk about rarity. Mine's is signed by Raekwon and the other artists on there, Ghostface Killer. But also on the inside, you're going to have the owner and CEO of Steve Rifkin, and then Capadonna. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, again, you may be able to have this holy grail, and you're talking about value. You look on eBay, you're going to see this in a wrapper for $1,000. So imagine if you added and said you had those autographs by those people. You know what I'm saying? And then you talk about experiences again. We just celebrated the 50th year of hip hop
last year.
The Atlanta Falcons, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And so what you have here is me walking in there with a fresh jacket.
I saw you that day.
Starter jacket.
His jacket was white.
Brand white. And I was outside like, damn, the fan in me. Like, how can I document this day?
Yeah.
And I think the first person was DJ Jelly. And ironically, the first rapper, Mojo. And Shy D. Those are the first three. And then they were down here. And I was like, Shy D. I was like, it's a wrap. I'm about to go all the way in.
They were there. Everybody was there.
That's why I said everybody there, as long as I'm going to keep this marker on my neck, and if somebody see me, and then it by the end, it wasn't even a ask of me. It was,
Let me get that marker.
Let me get that marker.
Let me get that marker.
Because I know it's Nuface.
Nuface,
Like
yeah.
So if you look at the lineup of all the artists on there,
Ludacris,
Rico
Jeezy,
Wade, the Mayor, Rico Wade, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan, like, you know, Big Gee, Boys in the Hood,
yeah.
South, you know, everybody.
Hell,
Fabo.
I even signed it.
Yeah, you
I got
know
a
what I'm
little
saying?
spot on
Yeah.
there.
He was there.
I
You
was
know
there.
what I'm saying? Big Country King on the back, Jeezy.
And he put the PSC on there.
Yeah,
Man,
Cujo Goody.
Do you have the In the Street? Yeah. You have part 3?
I got them.
Oh, wow.
Probably at the Trap Music Museum. They probably at the
He know where this stuff is at.
They probably at the Trap Music Museum, but these are all gangster grills. That's it.
Man.
Gangster grills that go they probably at the Trap Music Museum. Look, PA, Crime Mob.
Oh, wow.
8 Ball, MJG, Solo.
Shout out to Crime Mob, man.
Gangster Grill.
Got a great relationship with them guys, man. I had the opportunity to go to New York. Went to New York when they were on the Millennium Tour. And I had a chance to meet Chico Bean after we did the interview at Breakfast Club. Man, that was a hell of an experience just to go to see Breakfast Club. So shout out to Crime
Even
Mob,
speaking
Psycho
of that
Black.
Millennium Tour, I did the intro.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the intro of the film that they play every time Crime Mob and Trillville came out. So we filmed this sketch, and I was in the studio with all my Crime Mob relics, and Scrappy and Crime Mob came in there and beat me up. You'll see the video. And they knocked me out, stole my Ozone magazines, and ran out. And Princess was in pink, and she was the getaway driver.
Yeah.
And then they ran, and then they run out on stage wearing the same outfit. So it's like Nuface was there in cities that I wasn't in because I was a part of their intro.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about, here we go. You talking about that?
Which volume is that? That's part 1?
Well, what about that one then?
Oh, you got him.
And the rest is at the Trap Music Museum. But then that's Gangsta Grills with the first one.
Oh, man.
This is the very first one.
This one, Drama was printing his own CD.
And it ain't even Drama. Look at what it say. No, at
Metro
the top.
Boy.
No.
DJ Dramatic.
Yeah.
Damn.
He wasn't even DJ.
He wasn't even Drama back then.
And this T.I., PSC in the streets. And I got my bootleg copy, but I was buying the real one.
Man.
So you talk about, and this is signed by Tip and Drama.
C-Rod signed it.
That
my boy, shout out C-Rod.
C-Rod. That's how you saying mine's going to always be a little bit different. I got to keep
Your
that
Drama,
out. Because I got to get Little John to sign that now.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be the goal with that. But now I keep...
Lil Jon still live in Vegas, huh?
Yeah. He just came to the
I just saw
Falcons
you with him.
game.
Yeah, I just saw you
they
with
did
him.
a tribute to Drumline.
Oh, yeah.
So when you talk about memorabilia and memories, it's going to be this one right
Jack
here.
Rail. So I saw Instagram, you had folks tag Guinness World Records. Mm-hmm. Did they respond?
No response.
Guinness, if you see this, when you see this.
I get this. I get this a lot. And I get this because every autograph is signed by a Sharpie marker.
A Sharp.
You know, so, I mean... I'm going to do this one more time. I got an ultimate plan, but I've always given these brands opportunities.
They got to sponsor you, bro.
That's cool. They don't have to. Because,
like
I said, it's fine. I just want them all to realize that I tried. I reached out because in even experience, I keep Sharpies, but I keep a tally of who signed the markers. Like, I'm fucking crazy.
Oh, wow.
So I got some markers I wrote on there, like, one marker says Dick Gregory, Ashanti, Pusha T. It might not be that. Look, Ja Rule, Pusha T, Pastor Troy, Ashanti, Jeezy. Yeah, that one. Killer Mike, David Banner. Like, I can do that. Like, Sharpie. What's happening?
He writing on. He's taking
like
Sharpies.
Like the Sharpies is historic. Like and you know, any jeweler want to give me a Sharpie with a gold chain because this has been times I'd be on the red carpet and about to get the autograph and I'm like, fuck is my It's pictures like a Snoop Dogg, like Snoop is right there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have a marker. Like, it's been moments, so I make sure I keep a marker on me, man. But Sharpie, holla at me, man.
Yeah, holla, you got to. I don't think there's not a collector out here. Or not, right? But I ain't never seen a signed Sharpie. That's a time capsule in itself.
I can do a museum with Sharpies.
Man.
You seen the one where they put a banana on the wall and just tape it, or a watermelon.
Yeah.
Like, I can just do a show and be like, this marker was touched by Dick Gregory, Scarface, T. Like,
Killer Mike. On this day at this event.
I probably could do that. I just had to pull up my picture.
So, with the collection this big, do you ever find it hard to like hunt down some of these pieces?
Oh, you mean like for me to find?
Yeah.
No, I'm my OCD. I'm a Capricorn. I kind of know it. If it's in this house, I kind of know where everything is.
Well, okay, so yeah, not definitely I see that, but I'm talking about like man, you say, you know what, man, I wanna when we talk about that Raekwon tape, I want that other version. Like, is it hard for you to get that stuff to access it or?
No, because I don't even want to act like I'm hunting.
Okay.
Like if somebody drops an album, I'm going to the store and buying it.
Okay.
Like, and I'm not waiting. I don't want to buy it from nobody else. I don't want no reseller. I don't want the triple. You done triple the value, and now you're trying to charge me for it. Like, I'm a very organic person. If it's too much work, I don't even want it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that takes the fun of it being a fan. Like, I'm not that obsessed. It ain't meant to be. There's been times I was at the Versus. I'm in Magic City and Jeezy and Gucci Man is right there. I got a backpack full of Jeezy and Gucci magazines. Had an opportunity to do it, but that wasn't a moment.
Yeah, that energy, I know that was.
No, it wasn't. It was by the end it was great.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that was their moment. I didn't even want to be like me being there was enough. Like that's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like as a fan, I didn't even want to be like, yeah, I got art. Like I was there. You can see me on the Verses. Yeah. Like I'm right behind Gucci Man. That was enough for me. Like sometimes I just be like, and I like to see other people. Yeah, live in the moment. That's what it's about. So it's like sometimes I went to the LeBron game, had 5 magazines with LeBron on Slam and all his basketball cards, and I'm right here watching them work out. But that was enough for me. Y'all know I was there. He know I was there, and just sometimes it's just not even worth it. Like, you know, it'd come around. Like Snoop Dogg, I've been to multiple shows with Snoop Dogg. Sometimes he'd be like, the security is always there, and he never get to him. One time the security came out and said, we'll get things for him to sign, and then he'll go in and then he'll sign it and bring it back. And now I did it, but it's not the same.
Same as you
so
did.
But I waited. I went to multiple shows, and he came, 85 South, Snoop gonna be here. Then I get a moment where I'm able to, Snoop is right here, and he like, slow down, nephew. Oh, you sitting on $1 million, nephew? Man, like, oh, this is like, she's saying this is the shit I like to sign. Like, what he got right there. Like, and I get all those years of me wondering why, I could have been mad, like, oh, Snoop, you know, he never signed the autograph. It was in due time.
So let's talk about the fan, Nuface, right? Mm-hmm. Is there any celebrity artist that you would want to meet that you haven't met yet?
My goals is, and ironically, my last year goals, I met them, Andre 3000, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige. So for this year, 2025, the goal would be Kendrick Lamar, another Jay-Z autograph, because I got the new S. Carter still in the box, and a whole row of all his arsenal of music. Those and an Eminem autograph. I, of course, met him and I'm good friends with Royce the 5'9", but to like an Eminem autograph on possibly his first album, and I got his Infinite, even the album that was before this that was independent, I got it on vinyl. That's really rare. Like just to have that moment, with those guys is probably my goal in future.
Future. Yeah. The Wizard.
I finally got Gucci Man at the Hawks game. He performed, and then it actually made his music video, Oppenheimer. Like he's signing the autograph. It made the video. Like they were filming that part, and it's like I finally, because Gucci, I always joke like Gucci or Big Bank, those type of guys. You just had this aura where like I ain't even gonna try it. Fucking with these. Wait. But then when he signed it, like I knew it. Like he even wrote Nuface on it. Like he knew me. You know what I'm saying?
He inscribed it and everything.
He signed it, everything. So it's like those moments like that. I want everything to be organic. So I don't really chase anything. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If it don't come to me naturally, or I just go out and buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Does any of this stuff have a price ticket to it?
No. I always say to myself, like, I would never sell anything. What I would like to do is sell the experience and the nostalgia of everything. I'm Nuface. My brand is called Nostalgia. The museum and exhibit that I had 3 years ago was called Nostalgia, and that's what I sold. I put all this in an old bank from 1910. It didn't even serve black people back then, and it had a vault in the bottom. And in the vault, I had Dungeon Family, Cash Money, and all these plaques. Shout out to Patchwork Records. They gave me plaques and studio reports with Pimp C's autograph and the plaques of Outkast. Like, so I gave tours to kids. You know what I'm saying? You can buy a ticket and walk around the museum or get a personal tour, and you hear the stories of these Eminem raisins and that type of thing. So what I do is sell the experience and the nostalgia of it. that's what I like to say. It's like nothing in this collection. Like now, if a museum wanted to come out to reach out to me and co-sign and have my stuff on display, or even Emory State or colleges are starting to reach out. Georgia State Earwax did an exhibit with my collection. So those type of things, I would like rental or on display type of thing, lease, that type of thing. But for sale, no, because the goal is preservation.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, I have stuff from people in jail that I kept, you know, and I kept in good condition. They got out of jail and they're like, I knew it was in right hands. You can go ahead and keep it. Or some people that I know still in locked up there, like I knew you were the one to take care of that. And I, you know, other people, I'm about to move, but you know what I'm saying? I do this for those type of people. People give me stuff and be like, man, I had that, but my mom, I went to the army and my mom threw everything out, or I got divorced and my girl threw, like, I do it for niggas like that. Like, you know, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? And you can always hold it up and just take a trip back down memory lane.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like, bro, this is amazing. Like everything that we've seen today. So now what we're gonna do, man, show us some of the, you know, some pieces and, you know, just, you know, talk a little history about some stuff, man, and where we going with this nostalgia movement in the future.
I'll just start with the future first, like bigger and better. Like I said, I had a conversation with Tip and a lot of people, just like, how do you start monetizing your brand? You know what I'm saying? So one thing, I started leveraging my Instagram followers and my social media presence online, you know what I'm saying, doing promotional posts, going to exhibits, so from a One Music Fest or a Rolling Loud, or going to these festivals, you know, Rock the Bells, and using my collection for an installation. So say if you're doing a show with multiple artists, I'm going to have the collection so fans can come and take a picture and go through the magazines, because they don't have that anymore. You know what I'm saying? People don't have these experiences, or Rock the Bells, or artists that can reach out to me and say, you can give me one of these. Like, this is David Schwartz. He was a graphic designer. He did mixtapes for Gucci Mane and was actually signed by Prince. But he created these teams called Rhyme Capsule, and this is actually a smaller version. He had one that actually fit 144 cassettes. So this is Swartzy Crystal. Only 1,000 of these made, and this is number 77. And you can kind of put any cassette in any order on display inside of it. Very rare, you know, inside. And I try to keep some of the rarities in here. So you got some all the way down to Raheem the Dream.
Wow.
You know, another rarity. While it's a new thing, nobody in the world, what you know about a Drake versus Kendrick mixtape that has the rap battles on the back, you know.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's something fairly new, but
yeah,
it's a cassette in the form of cassette. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to keep some rarities inside there. That's very special. The toys, even, you know, like I said, I started with toys, and a lot of things, it was some of the ones that I couldn't get when I was a kid, so I was able, once I was able to buy it back, you know what I'm saying? Outcast toys, you know, we got the action figures over there, you see, and I just got the Outcast signed by Andre 3000, so like.
Oh, he signed your action figure?
Yeah, yep, he signed it at his show at the Fox Theater.
Oh, man.
I put out all the magazines, and so now I got that toy over there signed by him, so now I got the Southern Playalistic signed by him, and now that one, and he signed AT Aliens.
Man, I feel like when you see Andre 3000, it's like you got to go play the lottery or something. Like,
yeah, and it's funny because I knew somebody that was right after me, and I was like, what did he sign? And he was like, he said he's not signing no more autographs. He was like, you was the last, like I was the last, like imagine, like I sometimes people don't. Like I have this a CD, this Dr. DMX, he signed that, and this is I had Jonathan Mannion and Art Basel. Jonathan Mannion, he was a photographer who shot the photo with him in the blood.
Yeah.
Then I went across the street, I saw Swiss Beats. And Swiss Beats was in there, and he's a producer. Mm-hmm. He signed it. But then I walked across the street, and DMX is coming out for sound check. And I'm telling him I saw Jonathan Mannion and Swiss Beats. And he's like, oh, word. And then I finally asked him for the autograph. He said, I don't do autographs.
DMX.
Yeah. So it's like I had the opportunity, but, you know, I don't always get the autograph.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But years later, seen him in One Music Fest and Tabernacle. You know what I'm saying? So it's like never know. I'm like, oh, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. Because I know sometimes you never know what they go through. You know what I'm saying?
They're humans at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Tip, I remember at the in-store at Crucial, he was selling autographed copies. And I had a daughter at the time. And I asked him to take a picture with my daughter. And he was like kind of very hesitant. And then eventually he did. And so there's a picture of him holding my daughter and my other daughter behind him. But right after that, like months later, it was revealed like that Tiny had a miscarriage, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I should have understood that, but in that moment, it let me know that these people are human and everything, and never take anything personal because you never know what they're going through. Like in his point, he didn't have to hold my daughter and take that picture, but he did.
Yeah.
So but imagine if he didn't, maybe I would have looked at him sideways, but it was the reverse, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'll never like put my value on getting that picture with this relationship. I'd rather value the relationship than a picture anytime.
Yeah, definitely. That man, you talk about Tip, man. Me and Tip have had a few conversations about partnering as far as hip hop tours of Atlanta and Trap Music Museum, doing a tour with them. And so, you know, I always tell Tip, man, at the end of the day, bro, I'm still a fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the opportunity comes, bro, if it doesn't, like, I'm a huge fan. So, and I realized, like, me and Tip had a meeting a few months ago back at Trap City Cafe, and it was like out the blue, random, and I just saw how he operated. I was like, bro, got a lot going on. So, like, don't get in your feelings, Ryan. You got to understand, bro, this man is a busy man. With the future, do we see like another museum popping up, coming up? Man, I feel like you need a space where, man, I could bring my guest. You know, it'd be dope, man, if you could do this in the dungeon.
If you on the Airbnb.
Nah, the Airbnb is dope, but I feel like that $385 they charge a night to stay at the dungeon or whatever it is, like they could make that an hour.
Oh yeah.
They could make that an hour.
There's a studio in there too.
Yeah, that space, but you know that's not my place to speak. But I definitely think like are we gonna see a museum?
Nuface. So I recently, like 3 years ago, I did that exhibit, and a lot of people, you know, kind of wanted it back. And shout out to the Trap Music Museum. If you go to the OG museum, it's my collection in that back room back there as well. They reached out when I did my exhibit. They supplied the glasses, you know, for the drinks that we supplied. They offered their support and sold hoodies and even came out to see the exhibit. So shout out to Trap Music Museum. But more installations and multiple museums and exhibits when they come to town, you know. But one goal is to the High Museum.
Yeah.
You know, I remember you see on my table. I remember seeing a
dope.
black man on that right there on Peachtree, and that was the first time I seen like a person of color, and it was for Virgil Abloh. And then when I went in there, it was a line. Everybody wanted to go into that merch store and buy something, and I just like. And he had his artwork and his stuff that he had, and it was somebody that looked like me. So that gave me the inspiration, like that I want to one day have an exhibit at the High Museum. You know, and then eventually have like go on the road. You know, I can do Atlanta, but I can go to Miami and do the one thing. I see stuff on display, and I have future plans to do something at the airport too in 2025. Have my stuff on display for people walking in the concourse.
Definitely, Andre. We got a mayor named Andre here in Atlanta. Let's make that happen.
Oh, yeah, so stay tuned. And then my own exhibit eventually, like, you know, Killer Mike always said, Nuface need a space, you know, the city pay for it, but he give the tours, and then his daughter sell the merch, and then after they close, they put the sign closed, and they go upstairs in the little attic and, you know, live his home life. But I think that's going to be the scenario that works best, you know, do exhibits, do podcasts, do tours, do video. Even when I had my exhibit, we did video shoots there, photo shoots, podcast, you know what I'm saying, make it like an event space as well.
Are you into the space of having an investor?
Oh, most definitely. That's what 2025 is really all about, you know, and that's probably where I went so hard with social media pushes, letting people know who I am and what I do, because that's the only way that I've got most of the opportunities if they see what I do online or they've seen somebody else post. You know what I'm saying? So it's like using that leverage for social media, because I do this without social media. You know, you see these books, these are pictures I took that's pre-IG, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've been taking pictures, but so IG is just another format to what I do anyway, but it's giving an inside look to people like in LA or people that don't, you know, can't come to my house and go through these pictures. Inside view, a bird's eye view of not just me, but the Atlanta culture, because I'm showing my family, my daughters, you know, their success, and the other artists, in-hand video shoots, behind the scenes of stuff that they're not able to go to.
Are your kids, are they into collecting in any way?
Yeah. My daughter, soccer, you know, if you go to her room, she's got soccer ball. She plays soccer. She collects Funko Pops. You know, she decorates it. You know what I'm saying? Very creative. My other daughter, she's just the skills of like the cleanliness, because this comes from like my father and his military background, like just being neat and making your bed and knowing a quarter's supposed to bounce on it and just knowing where everything is. You go in my closet, you're gonna see one hanger, two finger every hanger, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I see that in them. And as far as collecting, but they love music though. There's a lot of artists that I've been a fan of, that they introduced me to, that I've been a fan of because they introduced me to, from like Lotto, Gunner. Like I took my daughter to see Gunner at one music fest. My other daughter introduced me to Lotto, and she freestyled for Lotto. I didn't even know my daughter rap, but she like hold the phone and I was watching Lotto do this, and my daughter's saying raps and she's spitting and using words. I'm like I'm holding the camera, like what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? But from that moment, like every time, like even another daughter, Lotto gives me, but so every time I see Lotto, she always asks me like how my daughter's doing, and that lets me know that she remembered like moments like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's definitely the goal. Investors, I've been reaching out to a lot of them, but again, I got to just show people the value of it first. You know what I'm saying? I can tell people, but I'm just showing people the value, and then you buy in, because again, I don't want to be have a boss. Yeah. So I don't want to convince nobody to buy in. Yeah. I'm gonna do it regardless. I took the stairs on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna be the long road, but once it eventually hit, one thing gonna happen, and it's gonna change my life instantly financially. You know what I'm saying? So I never put profit before my passion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I know I got to get to balancing it now. Yeah. My kids are older, they're in college. You know what I'm saying? I look rich on social media, so their mothers are requiring more a little bit. So, I'm about to be friends with the court. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's a need for it. So the future is definitely monetization, but bigger and corporate branding and partnership.
Definitely. You're definitely one of those names that when you talk about Atlanta's culture, like, if Nuface ain't there, he needs to be there always. Mm-hmm. So for those that don't know Nuface or follow you on social media, how can they get in touch with you? Social media, emails, anything you want to put out there?
YouTube, we got new content dropping on there. The channel is called I Am Nuface. And if you don't know how to spell it, I took it like not N-E-W, but when I first moved here, I bought clothes from New York, and I came to Atlanta, and I was selling clothes. So from Coogee sweaters, Fubu, Nietzsche, all those name brand clothes, I was going to New York, buying it for cheap, selling in Atlanta. That's what it's a play on words, New York, and I was getting clothes, but I was new in Atlanta. But also Fubu was out, and I was a fan of Brand Nubian, so it was all a play on words, recognizing Nuface on the block. I was trying to work with Block ENT, Big Block Records with Boys in the Hood and Bad Boy South. So it was like a play on words, but I Am Nuface is how you spell it, N-U-F-A-C-E, and the acronym is Nuface Unites Fashion, Art, Culture, and Entertainments. I made that up decades ago as just like my mental space of where I wanted to take my brand to, and look at where I am now. I've actually done that. So at Nuface on every social media platform. And then if you don't even want to follow the page, the hashtag is Nuface was there. Nuface, you know what I'm saying? This logo right here, this brand right here is like what you said. I've created that, but other people are like, man, your event ain't popping if Nuface wasn't there. Definitely. Like it's official now. Like people saying, oh, it's official now. Nuface that. Like I didn't create that part. The people did that, and that means more special to me than anything, because it lets you know that I put in the work and people recognize it, and we all want that.
Definitely. Yeah, I see this man in the streets. Man, give him his flowers, man. Because this stuff is here. It's not for sale. It's gonna be here forever. And man, I want to thank you for inviting us into your space, man.
I appreciate it,
man. It's amazing, man. And it feels dope to know you outside of this. You know what I'm saying? Like on a personal level, man. And we always see each other. I will say this to my own horn. Mm-hmm. If Nuface there, it's about a 75-80% chance I'm there.
Yeah, we most recently got to see the King of the South do comedy.
Yeah, that bro. And this is awesome.
And what did I do? Walk in the back door.
Well, no problems.
Come on, sold out
Erica
show.
Duchess came and got you sold out show.
So
and very humble. He was given VIP seats.
Yeah,
and still stood up.
Oh no, yeah.
Like that was hard.
And I noticed they wasn't letting people record, so I was like, "Hey, put your phone," because they let you in this back. I remember days where we used to buy the tickets and wait in line, and I love that experience. But you meet people, but it got to the point where people like the artists would come and they van Like, bro, what you doing in line? Why you didn't call us?
Yeah.
You know, why you didn't? So it just turned to a point where I wanted to invest in my face card. And so I haven't bought tickets to anything in about 8 years. I haven't bought clothes in about 8 years. You know what I'm saying? I live off the land. I haven't had to buy clothes or buy a ticket to any show, but look how many shows I've been to.
And that's through Giorgio. I mean,
Yeah, Giorgio, or any brand.
Shout out Baldhead.
Yeah, anybody. It's Giorgio, any black owned starter.
Yeah.
You know, starter coat.
Wow.
Pony shoes, Ron and Don, 72 Freckles, Players University, any Pony, like any of these brands that I got is free clothes.
Man.
And then you're going to see T.I., like I share the wealth. You know what I'm saying? I've known styled T.I. on stage at State Farm. Jesus wore things that I presented to him. Like, so it's like me just sharing the wealth and paying it forward. You know what I'm saying? Because they're giving it for me for free. Yeah. I got to give you some type of value back.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't afford it, and I would love to, but that's my way of saying thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Bro, and I want to say thank you for inviting us into your space, sharing this, man, what you do for the community, the culture, all that, bro.
It's an honor, man. And we got these hoodies coming out soon, man. You know what I'm saying? So
dope artist too. Frico, Rico.
Legend, right?
I'm waiting on mine, Frico.
And this is a great technology too. I'll show you this. It's something people don't know. You might just see a regular hoodie, but if you put a phone up to my hoodie, it comes up, and you're gonna see you'll see the brand, the logo, the brand, how you can buy the hoodie, right? New technology. Sign up for your subscribe list, and then it'll give you up-to-date info of where Nuface is. But this is where it gets crazy, right? Where in the world is Nuface? I can say, well, yo, we at Trap Music Museum. It just show a map, like, where's Waldo? if I'm in Rock the Bells Cruise in Nassau, Bahamas, it's going to give you a pinpoint. And maybe you can come in this point, you show the club this, and you may get a discount or a drink. You know what I'm saying? I got video footage right here. I can put anything, any piece of content right here. We had Ice Cube on 85 South Show, so I was just showing them technology. This is Today Was a Good Day on the video on my shirt. Any brand that I work with, I can put Instagram pictures. Any brand that I work with, I can put it on this shirt or in this hoodie right here.
That's hard.
So I'm a walking billboard. Yeah. So if you're not there, I can advertise companies. If you're not there, but I'm here, I can advertise for you in these rooms that you're not in.
That's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
So it's an honor. I love what you do for the community as well. It's not, it's still sharpening steel. It's more of us. It's like, you know what I'm saying? People, Tip said saying like he want to buy a trolley, and I'd be the one that'd be like in L.A. and look to your left, and this is a dungeon, and this is where the spaceships were on Bankhead that Fable saw. And this is where, Shorty Low and Bowen Holmes. And if you look to the right, there's a J right here, and that J was in the first video, like those type of things. Like that's what the community needs, because Atlanta, one of those places where you see these buildings, you be like, that used to be. Damn, that club used to be this. The bank is now the bounce, and now used to buy the bounce, and that was the Phoenix, and now it's the where. Like, So, but somebody has to tell these stories, and that's why I salute like anybody that put something down for this city. The city adopted me, so this is my way of paying it forward.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna show y'all love forever. I love Atlanta.
Hey, and we love Nuface, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, man, and this has been Up on Game with Ryan.
Nuface was there. It's official now.
Hey, we in there.